Hello, hello. My name is Jani and welcome to my channel. This is a cross-stitch channel where we talk about our fabrics and our flosses and our adventures as stitchers. So yeah, if you are a new subscriber or a new visitor, welcome. Have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and join the fun, the party. And if you are already an old friend, a subscriber, thank you very much. A big hug to all of you. And as always, thank you for your support, for your love. I love my community. Stitchy friends are the best friends ever. So yeah. Okay, this week I have a little, a lot of topics to talk about. So yeah, first the big news. Yeah, I don't have a unicorn chart anymore because Uffindale sisters are here again. Nicola from Hands Across the Sea just announced in her channel that she is going to release a new edition of the Uffindale sisters, not the original edition, the limited edition. That one is unique and was unique, and everybody that had that edition, great for them. And it's going to be always a limited edition, and it's never going to be released again. But Nicola decided to release this type of separate charts for each sister. So as many of us stitchers who really want to have those projects and to stitch the sisters, we can do it now. So I'm really happy. I was watching the video this morning, and immediately I knew. You kind of knew, and I was very aware of the current discussion with Teresa from Shakespeare Peddler, and the struggle with Nicola, because she had a really difficult decision to make, because she didn't want to fail to those people who got the original first edition. But I think at the end she made the best decision. Not just because I really wanted those charts, because so many stitchers around the world really wanted to stitch the sisters. So and the prices were outrageous right now, and it was awful. And even though I really want to get the Uffindale sisters, I I participate in every raffle and in everything, and everybody knows that that was my unicorn chart. So yeah, I receive a lot of message from stitchy friends. Yanni, did you see the news? Yes, I did, and I already place my order for the Uffindale sisters. So yeah, I'm so happy. And talking about samplers and all this tradition, we were talking in one of the Spanish forums about this, about a little of the samplers, but in the sense of, we use in Spanish the word sampler is the same, to talk about that. And we have in Spanish a word for sampler. The word is dechado. Dechado, it's a it's a sampler. It's like an example or something. So here in Mexico and in Latin America, we have also the tradition of these dechados, of these samplers, but we are, currently just knowing news about European samplers or North American samplers, because many times we don't really know the history behind our samplers or our dechados. And I was reading a little about it, and I talk in my Spanish video about all the really beautiful and rich history of the samplers in Mexico. Unfortunately, we don't have many pieces to these days, because many of those pieces were used in the households. They use it to wear or to as for their houses, and they got lost, and we unfortunately don't have as many pieces as we wish. So yeah, it's really interesting, and it's really beautiful to watch those samplers, those Mexican samplers, which we share the same beginnings or the same history, because those samplers were made by little girls who at the schools were taught by nuns and religious teacher, and they had to learn how to make those samplers, those dechados, as part of their education. So to become respected part of the society, and an educated girl, you have to learn. The family send the little girls to learn how to make those samplers. So it's really interesting, and it's part of our culture and how we become familiar with our traditions and our eye for the color. It's different, even though we were taught from the European school. Here in our countries, we start to change a little, and put our personality and our background. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. I will try to put links in the description box, and it's always so valuable to know all this background, because learning from our past make us be better persons and more prepared, and be ready for the future, and be aware of our tradition, and we are going to be able to transmit those knowledge. And yeah, it's really, really it was a really good conversation in the Spanish forums, trying to learn not just from United States or England, all the history of those beautiful samplers, but we also have those here. Unfortunately, they are not as known as the foreign samplers, but we have it, and we have that in common all around the world. So yeah, it was really, really interesting. And this is one of my designs. This is the sampler that the Dechado that I designed for the Mexican retreat. And again, it has some motifs very familiar to me. You know, in this case, the aqueduct of my city, so beautiful and so traditional. This flower also very traditional, and the little pieces of church, and because we have, as a colonial city, a lot of church and temples, and it's amazing to be able to look at them and to feel that history, you know, centuries and centuries ago. So yeah, this is a little sampler, and again, we share that love and that desire to make through our flosses and our fabric representate what we are and what we feel and what we like, and you know, all of that. So yeah. And talking a little about about my designs. I am really happy with this little Catrina, this little design, and there is a sal for everyone who wants to participate, stitching again this design very much with the Mexican flavor, because that's who am I, who am I, who I am. You know what I mean. But yeah, it's if you want to participate, please do. It's going to be so much fun to watch the interpretation of this design, you know, through all of your eyes. So yeah, I'm really happy, and it's a little like when you write a poem, or when you read a poem, and even in when you are saying with your voice, you put your personality and your touch, and it's different every time, and it's been so emotional and made me so happy to watch all the interpretation, and besides all the love as that you as my community give to my designs. So yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it has been such an amazing experience. So yeah. And I also stitched a little these weeks. I decided to stitch this design by Katy Barrick, HL's Moth, and I was a little, you know, tired and really need something different to bust my stitchy bug, you know, to activate myself. So yeah, I decided to stitch this because it's so different for what I usually stitch, but it's so beautiful and I love it. So yeah, I needed to stitch it. I use her DMC conversion. I just changed a few colors, one or two, but this is my HL's Moth. The fabric is an Aida 14 that I dyed, and I love it. I really love it. You can see the original and the interpretation. And yeah, it's a little what we are talking about. How we put our personal touch, and even though we can be stitching the same design, we are different stitchers, so the result is going to be different. So yeah, I love it. The fabric, it's a little dark that you see, but yeah, and funny. It's funny because I didn't like this fabric uh, in the beginning when I dyed it. I usually dyed a bunch of pieces of fabric, so I just have to make a mess one day or one afternoon. And this one was one of the last that I dyed, and I was not really, feeling the fabric. I didn't like it very much. But it's like we say, when you pick a design, sometimes the fabric, call the design. So yeah, it was when I decided to stitch this, I immediately knew that this have to be the fabric for it. So yeah, it was a happy accident, I guess, and I love it. I didn't finish it, but I don't know if I'm going to frame it. Probably not, but I will find, a weird and special way to finish it. I was thinking perhaps in a cage or something like that. Yeah, something different and special. So yeah, and it was this was not my first Katy Barrick, but she's an amazing designer. This sampler right here, I Mother's Choice, was also from Katy, I think. And I have a couple of designs of patterns from her, and it's so nice to stitch, because I'm really used, to Nora Corbett, and I love her, but you get really familiar with kind of a designer in particular. So when you change to a new designer, immediately you feel that energy, that that sense of color, or composition. And yeah, Katy is fantastic. But of course you all know that. But yeah, I'm really happy. So, and right now I need to stitch um, a new piece for Secret Santa. So I have just 1 week to finish my Secret Santa gift. So yeah, I will show you when when I finish it. And that's it. Well, not quite. I want to make a little giveaway. You know, I will give away the chart, the Katy Berry HL's Moth. So it's gently use it, but yeah, I want to give it away so you can stitch it. And if you haven't stitched something from Katy, you're going to love it. And but that is not all. I also want to include these two flosses that I dyed. So yeah, you will have these two. These are cotton flosses, and some DMC variation flosses, because I love to work with this with these flosses. So yeah, also this, and some floss tags with a little, holder. So yeah, and also this I oops big wax thread conditioner. So there are 3 little flowers, so also that. And finally, a project pack. So yeah, it's really cute. So all of this is going to be my Christmas giveaway. So yeah, it's all of this and the bag, and that's my giveaway for you. If you want to participate, please leave a comment. All the comments will be included in the giveaway. Be a subscriber, it's free, and you might have fun. Yeah, and I will be accepting comments until December 5, and I will do the giveaway on December 10. I will announce the winner, you will know. But yeah, please participate. Of course, it's international, so yeah. And I just make this video in Spanish. I usually make different videos in Spanish and in English, and we talk about different topics, but this time I almost talk exactly the same topics in Spanish and in English. And I'm making a giveaway in my Spanish video, so if you want to participate in the Spanish giveaway, let a comment on my Spanish video, and let a comment here so you can participate for both giveaway. So that's it. That's my video for today. I need to put some things in order and to start my Secret Santa present. So that's it. Thank you very much for your visit. I have a lot of new stash, you know, the Offendale Sisters and another samplers or the Dechados that I got, and I also got from Cheryl some of Mirabilias, and yeah, and some scissors from a little store in Paris. So yeah, I will be really well treated for Christmas, because I have a lot of gifts that I make for myself, but I'm so happy. So yeah, this is my video for today. Thank you for your visit. Happy stitching, have fun, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.